In this video we're going to talk about what is dyslexia, and it's a mind map of the Dyslexia Scotland PDF explanation. It says that dyslexia is a learning difference that affects the way we communicate, dyslexics communicate, and it's different than many others. 1 in 10 are dyslexic in all cultures with all abilities, and it runs in the family. Now, dyslexia is not just about reading and writing, and it's not about your level of intelligence. It is classed as a disability in the UK, so people can get help. A cure is not necessary, but the barriers need to be overcome with practical things, and there's lots of them available. Now, identification. Of those 1 in 10 people, what happens if you're identified or unidentified as dyslexic? If you're unidentified as a dyslexic, it can result in low self-esteem and stress and behavior problems and often underachievement. But if you are identified early as a child, you can adjust their teaching and target their needs. An adult can also, when they get identified, get work adjustments, and with the right support, people can reach their full potential. Some of the characteristics of dyslexia. I'm drawing a scale here because there are pluses and minuses for dyslexia, and that strengths on one hand come with dyslexia. Some people call it a superpower and a gift, and others you can see the difficulties. Now, the strengths of dyslexia are many. They are often practical people, very creative people, visual learners, very strong verbal skills, strong social interactions, and can solve problems, see the big picture, often with out-of-the-box thinking. But the difficulties are writing, reading, remembering, timekeeping, and organizing. For instance, remembering names, numbers, details, sequences, and verbal instructions can be hard for dyslexics. And keeping time, of course. Now, you don't have all of them necessarily. Not every dyslexic person has all of them. It's a mix of those. Now, what is the definition of dyslexia? According to the government, they've spent a lot of time with different associations to find this, and the government in Scotland, this is their definition. Dyslexia is a continuum of difficulties in reading, writing, and spelling, and it doesn't reflect the cognitive abilities of the person or the performance in other areas of their life. But it does have an impact, and it varies on according to the environment of their teaching and their learning. And it also has associated other difficulties often. So that's the official definition by the Scottish Government. Now, what kind of support can you give? This is a little young tree growing, and these are the supporting poles, and we can do that for dyslexia. And one way is to take into account the needs of the person themselves, ask them what their suggestions are, because often those suggestions are simple and effective. Now, some of the examples of help: peer support, mind mapping like this, and colour in paper and overlays, and tech for reading, writing, and taking notes, like recording things. Some other information in that PDF, it suggests that you can go to dyslexiascotland.org.uk and look up Dyslexia and Us as a book. There's leaflets. There's also a helpline that you can call if you're a parent, family member, and you want to know more. And there's also a beginner's guide to dyslexia that you can have a look at. This video was inspired by PDF What is Dyslexia and done by mindmapstudio.com. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Goodbye.